So recent info from another Blizzard leak, information from their Q1 earnings call for 2021, and recent information from an interview with Ion Hazzikostas, game director for World of Warcraft, indicating that May 18th might be true for pre-patch, but this June 1st business for TBC full release, not so sure. Also, there's PvP changes, so let's dive into it. Alright, so the PvP changes are as follows. The arena teams begin at rating 0 instead of starting at 1500 like they did back in the original Burning Crusade release. We've also got the diminishing returns themselves have a 15 to 20 second cooldown window. This basically means that once you cast your initial CC, that will get the full duration off. If you cast again before the 15-20 second window is up, the duration of the CC itself gets reduced drastically. And then if you chain cast without letting the duration window occur, the target will become immune to CC entirely. Then you're forced to wait the 15 to 20 second window for the diminishing return to fall off, and then it starts all over again. All PvP gear is going to have consistent personal rating requirements for you to purchase. Now, it's been amended that it's not purchase and equip anymore, it's just a purchase. So once you've got it and you've earned it, it's yours. You haven't got to maintain your rating. These are the pricings for the shoulders, the weapons, the heads, the chest, and the legs. And then we can also see that they're saying here a major goal that they have in Burning Crusade Classic PvP is to provide consistency as they step forward through each season and the phases of content. And they're hoping to do this in an effort to promote a healthier PvP environment that emphasizes prestige of players who are really top tier and pulling out all the stops. So one of the keys here is that to qualify to actually earn the arena points, your personal rating has got to be within 150 points of the arena team that you're a part of, with at least 10 games played for that week, and you have to have participated in at least 30% of all the games that have been played in the previous week. They're going to be adding a unique rank to Season 1 for the Infernal Gladiator, and originally Rank 1 titles weren't available until Season 2, but they're introducing it nice and early to give something for PvPers to look forward to in Season 1. So season rewards are also going to be delivered out in different brackets. Rank 1 is going to be 0.1% of all of the top teams in your region, then Gladiator is 0.5%, Duelist 3%, Rival 10%, and Challenger at 35%. And so to qualify for the season reward, your personal arena rating needs to be within 100 points of your team's, and you have to have participated in at least 20% of your team's games. They're also making it so that the tornadoes are going to start spawning in Season 1 in the Nagrand Arena, which basically, if you get caught in one of these tornadoes, you're going to suffer a knockback, a physical movement knockback, spell movement knockback as well, obviously. It's going to interrupt you, and you're going to take some damage. So don't get caught in one of those. They're also adding level 70 PvP blue gear to vendors, available to both factions for marks of honor and respective battleground marks as well. Now let's take a look at the leaked June 1st release date for TBC Classic and what we can get from the information from the Activision Q1 2021 earnings calls. So you can see here that the leak itself was on the Battle.net launcher, but weirdly enough, it actually showed on the Heroes of the Storm section of the launcher. Not really sure on the implications of that, but either way, it says that on June 1st, you return to Outland, not pre-patch, you return to Outland in World of Warcraft Burning Crusade Classic, implying that June 1st is the full release. So regardless of whether or not this is an actual genuine blunder, just like it happened with the BlizzCon line leaks just before the actual event itself, or if this is just clever Photoshop trickery, it all starts to come together and feel a little bit more legitimate when combined with the information from the Q1 earnings call results and what we've also learned in recent interviews with Ion Hazzikostas. And just before I play this, which is the recording of the Q1 results, this is where speculation for me personally becomes a little bit divided, and I start leaning towards June 1st not being likely for a release date, because in the recording it sounds like the words that are used are in the coming months.
In terms of upfront releases, we will release WoW Burning Crusade Classic in the coming month.
Whereas if we go to the transcript of the conversation itself, it actually says that the Burning Crusade Classic will be released in the coming months, not in the coming month. So there's a bit of discrepancy there that throws me off just a little bit too much. And I honestly think that with everything combined and in consideration, June 1st is just a bit too close to May the 18th for a pre-patch date, which we already know from a previous data mine. Then with this information from the recent interview with Ion Hazzikostas, he states that the release dates for Burning Crusade Classic and the Chains of Domination, I can tell you that it's very unlikely we're going to release both of those right at the same time. They're aware that there's some overlap in player base. Some people will want to do both, some people will only want to do one of the other, and it's just not a very good idea for them to try and mix things around too much at the moment when Shadowlands itself is already in a very dire straits. And this is the part where really, for me, it raises the question, is it too early? TBC Beta has been ramping up recently with more fixes and more changes more frequently than they have been in the past. Raid testing for Tier 4 has already been completed with its first pass, And now they've also opened up Karazhan again with a few more tweaks and changes that have been implemented that people have been testing ever since they opened them the other day. Now there's a few changes that I can say we have noticed since they've reopened Karazhan, but there's nothing really that I feel I can actually add to the conversation any further than it's already been discussed, other than the fact that I personally think the way that the changes are with the physical and holy damage requirements for Nightbane is just really bad encounter design. But that's my preference. It's got nothing to do with the overall experience of Karazhan being that it's a really fun, cool raid. If you do want to know a little bit more further information regarding exactly what changes there are, the way that the encounters have changed from the previous iteration, I recommend you check out my boy ScotteJaye's video where he covers all of the things that we noticed during our testing. I did a run with him as we went through Karazhan again for the first time since they opened it, and he has been continuously running it since. So if you want to know some more information, definitely check that video out. PvP has also been undergoing more changes in the beta, and they're coming more and more frequently. 60 to 70 content where all aware has been tested extensively, leveling quests, going in dungeons, heroics, and all that kind of stuff. And so with all of that information in mind that we've just covered, June the 1st release date for TBC Classic goes from feeling possible to probable. And admittedly, if that is the case, it doesn't leave the majority of players who are looking forward to leveling up a new race and class combination in pre-patch much time to do so, but considering that wasn't even a possibility back in the day, and the pressures that Blizzard and the Warcraft teams seem to be coming up against internally, I doubt that the 2 weeks not feeling long enough for some players even comes into consideration anymore. If they can get Burning Crusade Classic out the door as an MVP, a minimum viable product, with a 2-week patch window, recover a huge number of subscribers, and have Burning Crusade Classic carry subscriptions all the way through this quarter whilst they provide enough time for the Shadowlands development team to get Chains of Domination ready, you can bet they absolutely will. Or who knows, maybe pre-patch is going to be coming out next week, that being the 11th of May, and we're only going to have 2 weeks, and June 1st is true. We're going to have Burning Crusade in our hands in under a month. For me personally, I still think the 18th of May for pre-patch date is very likely, and they'll end up giving us about 4 weeks of pre-patch so that we end up having a mid-June, late June release for Burning Crusade Classic just before summer hits full swing. That feels a little bit more right to me. Let me know what you think about the PvP changes, the pre-patch dates, and what you think the actual release date for Burning Crusade Classic is going to be down in the comment section below. Like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a follow over on Twitch if you want to catch me live, and hopefully I will see you next time. Peace.